Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about how I did no conditioning and PR Jackie. So what does this say about training and progress and how much you actually need? Friends, I haven't done any conditioning since the semifinals of CrossFit. Literally no EMOMs, no Metcons, no AMRAPs. And today I just hit Jackie and PR'd by 24 seconds. And I've been doing this for 10 years, so that's kind of a big PR. And I told Maddie Lynn, that I was not going to do better. What did you see, Coach? You were watching.
As the coach of the class, I was already upset about the bad attitude going into the workout, but that's fine. You did the thrusters unbroken, and then the pull-ups unbroken. The pull-ups looked really easy, and so did the thrusters. The row was the only part of the workout that actually looked like you were trying.
I was holding a 147, 148 for the row. It definitely felt hard, but I was surprised on how it didn't affect me too much after. The first thing I want to talk about is just that there's just such a big myth around how you think you have to constantly do Metcons to get fitter. Can we all just have a little conversation too around the fact that CrossFit is not just Metcons? Madeline, how did CrossFit just become about couplets and triplets of Metcons?
Social media. But also people just get addicted to the pain of Metcons.
There's so much more to the CrossFit methodology, like lifting heavy, working on weaknesses, but we've just got obsessed with that 10-minute, 20-minute AMRAP.
The lifting and the gymnastics pieces of it can be scary for some people, so then they just avoid them in general.
You're right. It is much harder to work on gymnastics when you can do some of it for like 10 seconds, like an L-sit. Most people can't even... Can you straighten your legs? Like more? And then get them higher? Legs higher? Do an L-sit, or they can't do a pull-up, so it's like, well, how am I supposed to work on this? I don't think CrossFit has trained a community how to do gymnastics well. I think there's been a big miss in gymnastics.
That's ridiculous.
We do a lot of gymnastics here, though. We know what we're doing. We do GST. Do your GST. We have to create adaptation, and there is a proper volume that needs to be done to create that, and there's also a proper volume that you need to maintain it. And the maintenance side of conditioning is much lower. You don't have to do much. For me, what happened after the semis, which how long ago was the semi?
Well, mine was like last month, so yours was like, what, 2 months ago?
All I've done is tons of Olympic lifting. I Olympic lift every day right now, and lots of hypertrophy.
Hence the t-shirt. Buy your hypertrophy merch today.
It's a pump cover. And the result was I did Jackie 24 seconds faster. Honestly, all the lifting part of it just felt pretty easy. I could have done much more. And I don't think this is random. We train smarter. We've been building muscle. I feel recovered. I also think golf has played a massive role in my success.
He's lying.
Well,
just kidding. Zone 2, whatever.
I definitely have a lot of zone 2 cardio right now. Believe it or not, folks, golf is exercise. And I think that is actually helping.
It's good for the mind and the soul.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, haven't really lost much. If anything, I've gotten better, and it just shows how little you need to do. Maintaining your conditioning is pretty easy. So research is very clear here that aerobic and anaerobic capacity are really easy to maintain, especially compared to things like strength and muscle mass. Much more easier to maintain your conditioning. Also much easier to get it back. Muscle takes forever. Right, Madeline?
It takes so long.
And here's the truth. You can hold on to your aerobic capacity with literally 1 or 2 sessions a week. Oh, that's interesting. Don't we do 1 to 2 sessions of conditioning right now in our strength cycle? Oh,
what?
I thought we were just making that up.
Crazy.
I thought we were just, what should we do? No, this is very intentional. It's on purpose. 1 to 2 is enough to maintain, and that's all we've done. And I think today, watching people do Jackie, we're seeing some people that have really been working on strength have done just fine. James is also another athlete that has not been really training conditioning, and he still PR'd. He wished he did better. Marina also PR'd, wish she did better. But I'm like, y'all, you've been just working on strength. You PR'd. You maintain your conditioning. Okay, that's all that matters. Here's the next thing I want you to think about. Your engine actually might be better than you think. It's your strength that is the problem. Most people don't need more Metcons. They need more muscle. In Jackie, what mattered most? Let's think about this. Your ability to pace the row and your ability to hold on to a thruster bar and a pull-up bar. And guess what? You could be one of those people with the worst motor in the world, but if you could do the thrusters unbroken and the pull-ups unbroken, you would have one of the best scores around. And row slow. Local muscular endurance and your ability to handle that fatigue was the key in this workout, which literally comes down to your strength capacity. When you lift and it's under 40% of your 1RM, it is like so much easier. It's like a different workout. Again, if we put this all kind of on a table, you would see that the people that really succeed in this workout are the ones that are really strong, where that 45-pound bar is like 18% of their 1RM. Yeah, what if Madeline came up to me and just said, hey, Anton, why do you think you improved on your Jackie? Did you improve your VO2? Is that how you did it? Or did you get stronger, more efficient, more recovered? Yeah, duh, it's number 2. You know what's crazy? I looked at my heart rate too in this workout. It barely touches zone 4.
People feel themselves breathing heavy, so they think it's their capacity to go for a long time, but it's the strength.
Yeah, their heart rate's actually not as high as you think. Heart rate does get high in aerobic work that is solely aerobic. But when you do mixed modal work, I guarantee you'll always be surprised that your heart rate is just not that high. Because when you're cycling a barbell, a zone 3 feels like zone 5. It's muscularly challenging. And so the 150 BPM feels much harder than if you were just like jogging. Just stop panicking when your conditioning isn't just getting hammered every day. And please stop thinking that harder is better. This is probably one of the most important things I would say. Strength and structure increase your ceiling, but Metcons are just an expression of that. Metcons actually don't make you better. It's an expression of the work you've done. Think about that for a second.
Round of applause for that one.
Yeah. Who wants to raise their ceiling? Me. Okay. Yes. We really need to take the off season more seriously when we're not competing and work on our base, which for most of us is muscle, recovery, our structural strength, our gymnastic strength training. We also need to periodize our conditioning. I feel so good, personally, not doing so much conditioning right now. And then we'll retest later and we'll see that progress. I guarantee it. Maintenance doesn't require much, okay? Just a little bit of effort. A minimum effective dose, way lower than you've been told. Anybody listening, what was it? Yes, 1 to 2 sessions a week. You don't have to bleed and suffer in your training. You don't have to come in here and like mentally get focused to just have a death and reincarnating experience every time you enter the gym. It can really be much more enjoyable than that. Embrace the process. Trust us as coaches, so we might actually know what we're talking about. And it's not just from expert guidance, but from people that actually practice what they preach. Thank you so much for listening.